And let's do this. Welcome back to the Beast Game Podcast. And we're going to take a look at The Fate of the Furious. And it's directed by F. Gary Gray. He directed Set It Off, The Italian Job, Law Abiding Citizen, and Straight Outta Compton, which is probably his best movie. It's written by Chris Morgan. He wrote Cellular, which I remember seeing in the movie theater. Wanted, and the previous entries in the Fast and the Furious franchise. It stars Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I will continue to call him The Rock. The synopsis is, when a mysterious woman seduces Dom into the world of terrorism and a betrayal of those closest to him, the crew faces trials that will test them as never before. So, I'll just give a very brief overview. It starts with the outdoor party in Cuba. Vin Diesel starts a street race. The other guy doesn't play fair. Diesel wins anyway. He wins the guy's car, then he says some line about respect, gives the car away, then jumps into some sappy romance scene with Michelle Rodriguez and Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is coming back to get some milk or something. I don't know what the heck he was getting. But we get Charlize Theron's character working on the car. Dom helps her. She gives him a line about fate. She blackmails him and tries to recruit him. She wants him to turn on his team. And that's where we're going to stop. All right, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about The Fate of the Furious?
This is the definition. If you were ever confused on when I say a popcorn movie, this is the perfect definition of a popcorn movie. It made absolutely no motherfucking sense in what the hell was going on. You just had to suspend disbelief. Matt, you said it. I thought you were like over exaggerating maybe, but no, my goddamn. I'm just sitting in there the whole time. I was like, come on now. You gotta have something that's somewhat believable. Something. I mean, did I enjoy the movie? Yes and no. Yes, I enjoyed it because it was, the action was ridiculous. But then, no, because it was too ridiculous to the point it became cartoony to me. I mean, it was just certain parts of this movie you knew was happening. You knew the reason why. I had a feeling the reason why he was being blackmailed. But I didn't think it would be that. I knew it had to do something with something along the same lines, but not exactly that.
All right, Keith.
This was an entertaining movie, and I agree with James on one point. And honestly, I don't know why you didn't do this after the last movie. I'm sorry, the last two movies, but actually you should have did the whole series, but you have to suspend disbelief. Like, there's no way certain stuff like that. Physics doesn't exist in this movie.
Remember when Vin Diesel flew across a bridge in the sixth movie?
I remember when Diesel collapsed a parking garage by stomping his feet. I remember that as well. So, like, once you just turn off that part of your brain, just shut it off, just enjoy what it is. And that's the way I went into the movie theater, and highly enjoyable film.
So, Mike.
So let's get to this real quick. This is what I usually say about Fast and Furious. You should not expect good acting. You should not expect anything to make any kind of sense whatsoever. The only thing that you should be worried about is a fast car, ridiculous action, and some music to go along with it. Because it's basically what they deliver every film. From that standpoint, this is a good movie. If that's what you're into,
awesome.
then you take your ass to the movie theater and you definitely go see this movie. Each film, they try to find a way to do something more ridiculous than the last. And you go, yeah, okay, that's not possible, but they still do it anyway. And this is not a spoiler. It was in a commercial. The Rock literally grabs a torpedo and turns it with his hand. Who the fuck can do that?
Yeah.
This is the level of ridiculousness that you're going to deal with. But again, if you just want to be entertained, as Jay said, if you want to get a big-ass bucket of popcorn, a soda, kick your feet up and just go, what the hell did I just see? It's a good movie. If you flip the coin over and you're looking for substance, don't waste your damn time.
All right, Matt.
As far as the movie, personally, I liked it, but take a look at the history of Fast and Furious. Do you remember the part? I lost track of what movie it was when they were, I think when they were on the C-130. That had to have been the longest.
That was the sixth movie, I believe.
What, the longest runway ever created?
Ever, like 30 minutes worth. So if you knowingly take that and be like, you know what, it's going to probably be some crap like that, and you watch this movie, I think you'll perfectly enjoy yourself. What they did is they took a formula that apparently has worked at least, 7 times before? What is this? Fast Furious 8?
This is 8.
Yeah.
7 times before. Although the first one I thought was pretty good. I didn't have any issues.
First one was more realistic. It's more grounded. This one is just out in fucking
Yeah.
another galaxy and shit. I mean, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, but they took a formula that worked before and did it again. And guess what? It evolved to what? One of the biggest openings in box office history.
Oh, that was the biggest. This was 100 million.
I don't see
altogether
how-
worldwide is 535 million.
I thought it was
Wow.
535 million.
Christ.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of
The
money.
last one made over $1 billion.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
you know
make that.
what? That means this series is gonna keep going on until they can't do this shit.
Well,
They've already got dates for 9 and 10.
yeah.
yeah. So
and they got spin-offs planned. So
they went ahead and they took a formula that worked, as unbelievable as it is, and you go into the movie knowing that, according to previous Fast and Furious, the ridiculousness, the physics that makes no daggone sense, no daggone runway that's as far as it is, jumping over bridges like Assassin's Creed. I mean, if you take that for what it is an entertaining movie. Fast cars, explosions, bigger explosions, and I think
soapy drama. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Man. They use that same formula that they used. Now,
Well, hold on.
I hate
Keith,
it.
hold
Now,
on.
like, I'll let you get your thoughts out, Barry. I got an idea where you're gonna go. But
So let me go to Tyrone's comments. He says, take it for what it is. It's an action-packed popcorn movie, i.e. James.
Yep. Thank you.
Then he says, if you go to try to dig into the movie, you'll find a whole bunch of plot holes, and that will eventually tear it down. He said he doesn't think that's the intent of the franchise. The franchise is about fast cars, that lifestyle, big explosions, stunts, and family. It's all about family.
Yep. That theme of family's been there since the first one.
yeah,
It's always been there.
nothing new.
This franchise is literally the epitome of if it's not broke, don't fix
To
it.
fix it. Exactly. They ain't fixing that shit no time soon because there's nothing wrong with it. The formula works. It brings in tons and tons of money, has a huge fan base. I mean, think about it. All of us seeing this movie, we knew what we were getting into when we decided to go see it. We knew it wasn't going to be no Oscar-worthy movie. We knew it was going to be, like you said, explosions, cars, badass women. Speaking of badass women, Ramsey bad as shit. I don't give a damn. She bad as shit.
Oh yeah,
Game of Thrones.
She's
Yeah,
on Game of
that's
Thrones.
right,
I'm
she
gonna
was.
start watching
Yes,
that
she
shit.
is.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, she is.
All right, so let me just finish to some of Tyrone's comments. Basically, he says if you can accept that, turn off your brain for a couple of hours and enjoy the ride. He thinks that it turned out to be a pretty good movie.
Mhm.
So for me, this movie is very, very close to Triple X Return to Xander Cage. I'm not sure who.
What?
Really?
How?
I'm not sure who has seen that
I
movie.
didn't see that.
Oh,
I haven't
dear
seen
God.
I saw it. It was a piece of crap.
It's another movie while people are staring at screens. Another henchman that has a hard on for Vin Diesel. It's the same thing with the Return of Xander Cage. It's almost the exact same plot.
I was literally sitting there going, I feel like I'm watching a mix of Fast and Furious and Triple X.
Vin Diesel did a backflip uppercut on a dirt
what?
bike in that movie.
You had,
you serious right now?
First at Triple X?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The last Triple X is ridiculous.
he did
Hold
a,
on. No, seriously. Are you serious right now?
he
I
did
gotta
a,
watch it.
he did a
I don't wanna
backflip
watch
uppercut.
No. Go back. He did a what? I need to say it one more time, Barry. He did what?
Backflip uppercut on a dirt bike. So the guy is standing in front of him. He does a backflip just in place. Like this is a guy.
Wait, so with the dirt bike wheel, so the rear wheel, the dirt bike hit the guy on the chin?
It was yeah. If
Did
I
leave a
remember
tire
correctly.
mark?
That's possible. That can happen.
And that is about as bad
They
as
were riding dirt bikes on waves.
yeah.
Did
Like,
he have skis on the way on the dirt bike?
I don't even remember. It just didn't make sense.
And I will just say that base explosion submarine, the only thing I can equate it to is a skateboard, snowboard bonk. The car just kind of skims off the submarine and then it explodes. I'm like, what in the world is going on? Like, I don't understand what I just saw. This is insane. And somewhere, Michael Bay was like, why didn't I think of that? It's
Oh,
like,
man.
how does someone top the
I
stupidity
was
I
offended
do?
by that remark.
What do you say?
You know how I love Michael Bay's movies. Man.
I know you
Why
love Michael Bay.
watching this?
You like the last Transformers movie, didn't you, Keith?
I didn't like this. I did not like that one.
You
But
lied.
you geeking out over this new one though.
oh yeah, I'm all about that one. Especially since I was to pay for it, James. IMAX, 3D.
Hold up. No. Okay, look. All right. I realize I made a mistake with Blair Witch, okay? I realized I made a mistake. I'm
And I
not
want
paying
the
for no damn
seats.
IMAX.
Yo,
All
Jay,
right.
you paying for that fucking IMAX.
All right, let me just kind of
The only way
bring
to
some
watch it.
stuff back into play. But subpar acting, the comedy is bland, and the only good thing about this movie are the fight and the action scenes.
Yeah,
And
the fights were pretty good.
my final
Wait,
comment.
back up. You didn't like you didn't like the comedy in it?
I thought the comedy
I
was
thought it
funny.
was funny.
You didn't like the whole like the bit on the plane? Come on,
No.
that was hilarious.
The
No.
baby.
And I just want to say, like, what is up with the editing in action movies? Like, please, someone shoot something sensibly. Because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the family stuff.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Here we go. What the heck?
And to reiterate something that Tyrone said, nothing in this movie really matters because 2 movies ago, they kill off somebody and then they're friends with the Jason Statham's character.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm like, okay, but you were beefing with him, but everything's cool.
Hard.
All right, so
Hold on, let me just finish my last comment. And I really want Scott Eastwood to be a good actor at some point. Like,
Why is
please.
he in this movie?
like
Like at one point, I said, was he supposed to be the low key replacement for Paul Walker? Because
Yes.
if that's the case, man, did you fuck up?
I really like Scott Eastwood. All right,
Yeah.
so I have a question for everyone.
Yep.
And what is the best movie in the series? So, Jay.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I've been thinking about that, and they're all to me kind of on the same level. I can't really pick one that stands out. If I had to pick one for some type of substance, it'll be the first one. If I had to pick the worst one's Tokyo Drift automatically.
Yeah.
But everything else to me kind of on the same level. So I can't really pick the best one because after a certain point, it kind of changed it. I think when Brian became like an FBI agent or something like that, that's when it started getting more and more ridiculous.
You're talking about Fast and
One that
Furious,
came
yeah.
out fourth.
Yeah, that was after Tokyo Drift. When he became like an official FBI agent, that's when it started becoming ridiculous.
It became ridiculous, but it was entertaining though.
Yes, that was the beginning of the popcorn movie stage. The first one was more grounded, more realistic. The second one was a little bit kind of grounded and realistic, but it was kind of funny because Paul Walker was like, yeah, cuz, and all this shit, like trying to be all cool and shit, which was kind of cringeworthy. The third one was, what was the third? Was that Tokyo Drift?
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
I deleted that from my memory.
So, Keith.
Fast Five, the whole Rio de Janeiro, the Brazilian heist. The previous movie, Fast and Furious, was the start of the new direction that we're going in. Vin Diesel was back, the whole crew, the original crew was back, and and then the Fast Five happened, which was a direct sequel to the fourth film, and that film just kind of picked up. The plot was good. The heist kind of setup I thought was extremely entertaining and excellent. I thought the characters and the chemistry of the entire crew was excellent, and it was an extremely entertaining film. So Fast Five is my favorite.
All right, Mike.
Fast Five. Jay said the first one is the most grounded, and I would say probably has the most heart out of all of them. But Fast Five to me, out of the series, probably embodies everything that is great with the franchise from an entertainment standpoint. The story made sense. The villain made sense. The heist scene was cool, but even the infusion of The Rock, you had somebody who was actually formidable to try to track these people down. It just worked. The whole action worked. The whole cast worked. Fast Five to me is the best one out of the franchise without question. I think the first one is very close second, but the only reason why I think it's successful as it has been now is based on Fast Five.
All right, Matt.
I'll go with 5 as well, hands down. Just everything went well, and I think the good thing about Fast and Furious 5 is that we are already emotionally invested in these characters, how the characters would react, and some of the decisions that they would make prior to just based off previous movies. So I think 5 was probably the best, although 1 was the best grounded movie and set off the groundwork for future ones. So,
Well, for me, it is also Fast Five. Basically because the movie is more or less the Italian Job, and it makes sense. And you have The Rock there as being the antagonist, but also I'm all about my duty being about my job. And that movie just works because it makes sense.
He was kind of an anti-hero. I
Yeah.
mean, he was still the antagonist, but you understood his purpose. He was basically doing his job, like you said. But
That's
then
when I
not
started
really.
to take Fast and the Furious seriously. I mean, I'd seen all of them except for Tokyo Drift. I saw part of that one.
Avoid that.
You watch Tokyo Drift for laughs because it's got some moments where you just had to laugh at the fact that number one, Bow Wow had a starring role.
Right.
Two, that Lucas Black actually got cast as the lead. Han ended up working, and everybody liked Han. It was the one bright spot of the film.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into scores. So I'm going to start off with Tyrone's score. So Tyrone gives this a 6.5 out of 10. He says that there are several surprises and twists in the movie, some that you see coming, some that you don't, but he also appreciates the mention of Brian Paul Walker's character. It was subtle but direct. In Fast 7, they laid the groundwork of his character retiring and not killing him off, so it works well. And then he also follows up saying, how many more movies can they make? Well, 2 more, Tyrone.
A ton more. They can keep going.
So the characters are getting old. Hobbs is sporting a salt and pepper gray beard. Ludacris looks like he has bags under his eyes. Tyrese looks like he's out of shape. And Dom is getting harder and harder to believe in. But having said that, the movies keep getting better and better. So Tyrone 6.5. Jay.
I agree with Tyrone. I give it a 6.5. I see exactly where he's coming from. You're starting to see the aging of the characters now. I can see this series lasting for at least 2-3 more movies. When you go to this movie, you go to be enjoy. Like, you just go to enjoy what you're seeing. You can't really put anything on it. It is what it is, and I am kind of looking forward to the next one. But god damn, man, it's like, how they gonna top this shit? That's all I'm trying to figure out. I agree with Tyrone. 6.5.
All right, Mike.
I'm not going to grade this on a serious scale. I'm just going to grade this on a popcorn movie scale. And I'm going to give it an 8 based on the fact that it was damn entertaining. Like, I don't expect nothing serious out of this movie. I'm not going to expect anything serious with this film. So I'm not even going to sit here and try to rate it on plot holes, shit that was predictable, action that didn't make any sense. I'm going to grade it for what it was. Big ass explosions, fast cars, shit that made me laugh and just had me going, damn, this is pretty entertaining. So for that, I'm going to give it an 8.
Thank you. I give this movie a 9. I gotta agree with him, man. Y'all I give it a 6.2 because of the lack of believability and the fact that he did a reverse roundhouse kick with the steering wheel column, and clearly that steering wheel was turned to the left. How could you do that?
Like, I understand y'all rating it on that, but like I said, it's Fast and Furious. This ain't but so much I'm gonna expect.
But Keith, no one said what you just said though. You just said 6.5. Where did that come from?
I'm sorry. I said 6.2, didn't I?
No, what you talking about, the whole roundhouse kick? No one went into detail.
All right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right.
He's being an ass right now.
All right,
That's all you doing.
I apologize for that, James. I put words in your mouth. All right. I'm sorry.
I just said 6.5.
Let me get to Matt. Matt, what is your score?
I would give it a 7.5 for the main reasons. It was action-packed. The intensity was just right. The pacing of the movie was perfect, in my opinion. There was suspense. There was never a dull moment. And I agree with Mike and Keith. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, after looking at the first couple of Fast and Furious, how could you not know that some of this acting, some of the physics was going to be off? But you go in there with an open mind, and it's not like it has source material where it has to follow it specifically. I mean, you already knew up front that, guess what? Some of the stuff is going to be a little ridiculous. So,
all right, for me, I give this movie a 0.
Holy
God, he ain't playing. Stop playing.
I'm trolling.
You're the real score.
Oh man, hold on. No, go ahead, Barry. Go ahead.
All right, so my score for this movie is going to be a 6. All right. For me, I'm tired of Tyrese and his character, and I understand that they are trying for laughs, but he is really trying a little too hard. I said Fast 5 is the best movie in the series. The only good part about this movie is the action, and I like action movies. And in order for me to want to see another entry in this, they need to get some talking AI cars and call it Knight Rider and the Fast and the Furious or something like that.
Hey, Barry, I heard a rumor they're talking about space.
This is G.I. Joe. I mean, this is what it has come to.
Are you serious right now, Mike?
The writer said somebody asked him, what if Dom was in space? And he was like, hey, why not?
They put Jason.
He could have said it sarcastically, but somebody was like, because somebody made the point, where else are they going to go with this?
I mean, this is the Expendables. You just keep, yeah. And again, I did see this movie early in the year, and I gave that movie a 3 XXX. This movie is much better than that, but I had seen the same movie. They were on a plane, flying through everywhere and hacking into everything. Same movie with Vin Diesel. him driving a car that was the exact same car as Fast and the Furious.
Pretty much.
Only thing that didn't happen was Ice Cube. Yay. All right. So, again, I gave it a 6.5. And let's end that. That's the Beast Game Podcast. You can find more of our podcast at beastgame.com, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Twitter, and YouTube. And you can send email submissions to submissions@beastgame.email. It's all about family.
It's all about me.